Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in Fire Sign. Basically motivated by inspirations and aspirations. Recharges energy through vigorous, physically demanding activity and by pursuing new visions for the future. The Sun in the Signs, Interpretive Guidelines. Sun in Sagittarius. Creative energy is directed toward one's ideals and aspirations, not only expressing them, but often promoting them to others. Sense of individuality is colored by one's ultimate beliefs and optimistic philosophical outlook. Essentially values wide-ranging mental and physical liberty. Radiates a friendly, exploratory, open spirit, very broad-minded and values honesty. Needs to be recognized for moral, upright nature. Sometimes high standards can lead to intolerance and insensitivity to others. The Moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in Fire Signs. Reacts to changing experiences with direct action and enthusiasm. Feels comfortable when expressing confidence and strength. Sign position of the moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Aries. Reacts aggressively, impatiently, forcefully, directly, competitively. A need for self-assertion in order to feel emotionally secure and right about oneself. A confident, action-oriented sense of self focused on new experience. Responds to experience and environment with a single-pointed release of energy. Combative qualities can hinder attainment of security. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science, copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Aries. Aggressive spirit, temper, quick reactions, spontaneous, direct, inclined to impulsive and quick temper. Feelings are keen and intense at the moment. Courage, but foolhardiness. Hides a sense of insecurity behind an independence and an aggressive exterior. Poor judgment. Jumps into action from feelings rather than from reason. Makes friends quickly, but often finds it difficult to keep them because of emotional instability. In a male chart, attracts a dominating woman as a partner. Sun-Moon Alchemy. The elemental combinations of the sun sign and the moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each Sun-Moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a Fire-Earth combination refers equally to Sun-Fire, Moon-Earth, as it does to Sun-Earth, Moon-Fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. The four pure types, with both sun and moon in the same element, most vividly express the element involved. Such an emphasis on one element also represents an imbalance, so such types are liable to swing into their complementary or opposite element. Fire and fire combinations. Fire is the most primary of elements, hot, volatile, creative, dramatic. The double fire type is intensely passionate and lives from a very self-centered perspective. That is, they approach life according to their keenly felt beliefs and visions of what could be and what is truth for them. The double fire type may be so in tune with their inner reality that they become insensitive to others. Frequently, their relationships suffer from their lack of awareness that others might not have such a strong sense of destiny. Whatever their interests might be, this individual throws themselves into life with enormous enthusiasm, often bumping into and scattering others in the process. When Aneurin Bevan described Winston Churchill, a double fire type, Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Leo, he summed up the problems of the pure fire combination. The 7-league boot tempo of his imagination hastens him on to the sunny uplands of the future, but he is apt to forget that the slow steps of humanity must travel every inch of the weary road that leads there. There is about the double fire type all that one associates with the imagery of fire. It burns, it roars, and it waits for nothing. This type can be brash, arrogant, and impatient, but also inspiring and childlike, with an immense capacity for enjoying life and persuading others to believe in themselves and to have a go. This type will often sense the hidden opportunity in a situation, and his belief that anything is possible is the magic ingredient behind his natural leadership qualities. Never mind the fact that he needs plenty of lackeys to make it all happen in the concrete world. He has the vision. The rest is incidental. Shadow side. Because of their very enthusiastic flight towards glory, the strongly fire type may paradoxically develop a compensating pessimism when they come down to earth. Indeed, coming down to earth is generally what they try to avoid, for the mundane necessities of life seem like obstacles thwarting the pursuit of important things. Churchill's oppressive periods of what he called black dog, and Mark Twain was a Sagittarius sun with Aries moon, Mark Twain's bouts of dark depression are classic examples of what can happen when there is a loss of meaning for the fiery individual. This type's tendency to rebel angrily against the confines of the mortal condition, such as seeing the needs of the body in the bank account, will severely restrict his potency. He needs to develop patience, moderation, practical skills, sensitivity to others, and respect for the simple, inarticulate material world. Relationships. The pure fire type may gravitate towards other fire types, but this can be too much of an exhausting good thing. The airy individual is intellectually provocative and challenging for the double fire type, and together they can make a very creative team. A relationship with the watery individual can be quite exciting and romantic, but also volatile and unstable. The most compelling relationships tend to be with the earth type, people who are comfortable and adept at dealing with the everyday world, making breakfast, mowing the lawn, getting the tax returns in on time. There's a strong mutual fascination between these two types, which can help build a strong relationship, although inevitably there will be some difficulties in understanding each other's basic values. Male versus female. Men in Western society are undoubtedly more inclined to feel at home with the strongly extrovert qualities that fire normally bestows. While spirit and energy are admired in women, there's no question that the Western woman who overtly uses her fire energies is likely to be rather disparagingly labeled as pushy, forceful, quick-tempered, and bossy. This is slowly changing, however. The double fire woman is not inclined to care too much about what others think and is very able to stand up for herself in a man's world. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William U. Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Aries. The Gossiper. Even though you are smart and perceptive, your emotional growth lags behind your understanding. It is almost impossible for you to sit still for very long, because you are more like a round-eyed child than a dignified academic. You always want to discover adventure and excitement. There's a duality between the way you show yourself and the way you actually are. The surface is knowledgeable and profound, but the inside is reckless. A Sagittarius Aries is fearless about speaking his or her mind and has been so since a young age. No other mixture personifies such blunt outspokenness. You have no inhibitions and have the courage to say precisely what you feel. You are active, capricious, and very independent. Everything is as you see it. It does not matter what others think. You are forthright and fearless. You have a philosophical and serious part to your nature too, and there are not many subjects you cannot talk about quite intelligently. You really like to shock people with your unusual behavior. You do not need to wear a costume at a Halloween party. Wit rates amongst your greatest pluses. You always manage to annoy some people by pointing out everything they are attempting to ignore. You are satirical and playful. Luckily, people who deserve your attacks are the ones who get them. Using simple nonchalance and purity, you attempt to bring out the hypocrisy you see everywhere. There is a bit of arrogance in your manner, even though people may love you. Your penchant is for drama. You really enjoy showing off your humor and courage, and you flourish on competition. From time to time, try a little thoughtful contemplation before you speak, and be more respectful of the emotions and beliefs of others. It is highly probable you will have several occupations in your life, because this combination connotes diversity. You are both a calculating philosopher and a perennial optimist. In spite of your lack of inhibitions and proper behavior, you always have friends. Others admire bravery and fresh, alluring charm. You are demonstrative and big-hearted. You hunger for an audience, and an audience is what you generally find. The comedian, critic, dramatist, and satirist are good for your combination. Mark Twain and James Thurber are both fine examples of a Sagittarius Aries. You need to be careful of that rather big ego of yours, but you are essentially good-hearted and kind. Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Aries. Well, if I called the wrong number, then why did you answer the phone? A quote by James Thurber. Your greatest strengths: infectious enthusiasm, absolute honesty, courage and leadership abilities, intuitive mental gifts, exceptional moral integrity. Your greatest weaknesses: impatience, disliking of details, insensitivity to the more subtle nuances of human relationships, neurotic need to be affirmed as the biggest and best, black moods when things go wrong. Images for integration. He who would be king postpones the coronation for a trek through the Himalayas. A mature student discovers her political convictions and debating talents through confronting the corruption of academia.